You're listening to the Business and Life Podcast, where 7 days a week, proven entrepreneurs share their success stories, failures, and give you true value on how you can build a great business and an awesome life. With your host, Mike Olivas.
All right, Agie, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for taking the time. So you are in Pomona, California.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
right outside of Los Angeles.
That's right. So right outside of LA, for our listeners, where Pomona is, it's obviously a very big area. What county is Pomona in? It's Los Angeles County?
I think it's the Los Angeles County.
I think it is. You're right. Yeah. So tell our listeners a little bit, something interesting about yourself, Agie.
Ooh, something interesting.
Yeah.
I do a volunteer work on a monthly basis with my wife. I love card tricks, and I carry a mouthwash wherever I go.
I love that. Well, hey, you have card tricks going on, which is good because if you're close to Agie, he's going to have fresh breath.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's it.
So that's a win-win.
I just don't want you to say that my breath is the reason why you don't want to talk to me, you know? So that's why I carry it everywhere I go.
Well, that's good. It seems like you're a very outgoing character. That's important. As long as if you don't want to have the funk kick in and all of a sudden that's why you're losing either a conversation, a friendship, or even a business deal, right? I get it.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today.
I started ordering like old school Banaka type stuff, and I don't even know if it might be chemically, I don't know, but I found some stuff on Amazon, and it was just convenient. But I found some online that I really liked, and I started carrying that around. And I used it like the other day, and my friend of mine was like, "Dude, what is that?" I was like, "It's like mouse spray," because they don't see it. You don't really sell it in stores anymore anywhere.
Does it taste nasty? It
doesn't taste. It's like a combination of like mint and like dish soap.
Oh man! Well, my wife carries this gum. I think it's from Sprouts, and it looks like a little dog treat. And when you bite it and chew it, after 3 chews, there's no more taste. But it's
really?
organic.
Yeah. Oh, it's organic. There's no.
Not for me.
Yeah, exactly. The taste goes away probably pretty quick, but I hear you. So tell our listeners a little bit about what your company does and what kind of value it brings to the marketplace.
Sure.
Yeah.
Indo Trading USA, as you see in the background, we are a wholesale company. We sell to people who sell at mall kiosks, retail stores, brick and mortar stores, flea market, and of course, online sellers. So people who have their own Shopify accounts, sell on eBay, but more than 60-70% of our business are actually from Amazon sellers. So those are our targeted customers. Those are the people that find us very valuable.
Why do you think that is? Do you feel like everybody in the e-commerce world has just not necessarily gone away from Shopify because it's still obviously really prevalent, but have kind of gone towards the drop ship kind of stuff, made it easy for themselves?
Well, we carry name brand products. So we don't sell private label products that they're going to turn around and sell on Amazon. Anything name brand that you buy, anything from toilet papers to household kitchen goods or even electronics and toys, name brand products is what we sell. And the reason why people like us is because we're a little bit different than your conventional wholesale company. And what I mean by that is typically people who have deals that can be sold online, they don't understand how the Amazon platform works or how other online platforms work. But on the other side, though, those who understand how the technology works, they don't have the connections that give them the deals that provide good margins. So we're a little bit of a bridge in between the gap that exists in the marketplace. We have the connections to give us the great deals with margins and velocity, but we also understand how Amazon works. So as the company goes and grows throughout the year, we actually add different components of services. Before, we straight just sell products. But now we provide different services for online sellers that will help them to run their store smoothly.
Okay, great. So your niche demographic is what size type of business in the e-commerce world?
Anybody who's doing at least $5,000 a month.
Okay.
Our average customer does about $40,000, $50,000 a month.
Okay.
But we also have clients that do $1 million a month.
Okay. And so can you break down on a bullet point if someone's listening right now and they like on a bullet point format where like, hey, what do you give in terms of value to your clients?
Sure. We provide products that are name brand, a variety of products that will give you margins for you to make profit. We also offer products that are fast-moving items, so you're not going to be stuck with inventory for 6, 7, 8, 12, 10 months. Those things do exist, but that's not what we focus on selling. And then as well as the services that we provide. You know, if I'm sure you know, Mike, how complicated selling on Amazon could be.
Yep.
Sometimes things are lost. Sometimes your account gets suspended. What happens then? Everybody plans to be in business, but not a lot of people plan to deal with the headaches that come along with selling on Amazon. So we come into play. We have a great amount of team members. Some of them are actually ex-Amazon executives. So we know how to deal with those things.
How long have you been in business with Indo Trading USA?
So the company has been around for almost 5 years now, but I've been in the industry for close to 9, 10 years.
Did you start also selling in the business?
Great question. I was actually, I started selling because somebody asked me, can you do a website for me? And I said, yes, absolutely. How much is it going to cost to create the simple website? And I said, $1,700. I had no idea. I still don't know how to build websites. So what I did was I took the down payment of $700. I went to somebody that I knew built a website, and I said, look, man, I've helped you in different things. Let me cash in a favor. I need you to build this website. Agie, it's $1,300. I only got $700. It's yours if you want it. He took it. He did it. I pocketed $1,000, and then after that, the same company said, hey, you want to take care of our eBay account? I knew how to do that. So I said, yeah, sure. And then just one thing led to another. Here I am.
I love that. Richard Branson said it best, just like what you did. He said, sell it, then figure it out.
Absolutely.
I love it. So yeah, you found you kind of stepped into the world of outsourcing, understanding that others can do it for a better price. You create a margin. That's a service. There's nothing wrong with that. People do it day in and day out, especially in the tech and the development world. So tell me a little bit about all these years you've been in business here. You know, you've been working with it sounds like you created a kind of a good niche within a demographic that, even though a niche in a large demo, right? You have a lot of people selling.
Yes.
Have you niched that down a little bit at all, or Agie, or is it mainly focused on, listen, if you do a good amount of volume, we can help you step by step with a lot of these different services that you guys offer?
Yeah. So as far as me personally in dealing with the customers, I have the privilege now and the opportunity to be able to basically pick and choose, right? So I don't have to deal with anybody and everybody, and it's great. So I pick my customers that I deal with directly. However, I also remember how it feels to be small and only having a couple $1,000, if that, on credit card to start your business.
Yeah.
So we do have a platform, which is our online platform. If you go to our website, indotradingusa.com, think about it as a Costco for online sellers. You go to Costco with a membership, you buy things that you might resell at your mom and pop stores or at your liquor store that you own. So people have to become members. They can browse, they can see, but when they want to buy, they have to become a member. And then we will send the products to their house, their warehouse, or their Amazon account. But the minimum of that could be as little as $500 in MOQ, minimum order quantity, as far as value goes. But when it comes to dealing with the salespeople, the one-on-one salespeople, we have minimum of $2,000. And when you're dealing with me, I don't really do a lot of the selling now. Yep. I do mostly of the speaking, one-on-one consultation, group consultation, those kind of things. Yep. Because I do have a good team behind me to handle all the sales and still help. If you're small, we can help you. You're medium, we can certainly help you. If you're big, you're right here. We have
awesome.
Different departments that'll handle you.
Okay, great. So you've been in business for a while. You've gone through the entrepreneur journey here. Give me a time where you hit rock bottom, Agie. I know that's happened, because if it hasn't, then we know there's no way, right? You've just touched on it earlier when you were small. And now that you are doing business, you're cranking out some dollars and some revenues and building the company. Tell me a time where you hit rock bottom and how you were able to overcome that disaster.
Man, if I have to pick one, I think I would say in 2017, we felt like we've reached the top of the mountain, right? Things were awesome. This is how awesome it is.
Yeah.
We take 2-3 hour breaks in the company to play basketball.
Hell yeah.
And keep in mind, we only work Monday through Thursday. So my entire company shuts down on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because a lot of the people in my company do volunteer work. So we literally just work Monday through Thursday, and we take 2-3 hour lunches playing basketball. And if my team loses, we're going to play again until we win. That's just how it works. So everything was going super well. And it gets to the point where, hey, where do we want to go? Hey, how much, you know what? Let me just give him X amount of bonus. Let me give this guy X amount of bonus. It was crazy. But my mistake was I relied on this one particular stream of income that was really well within the company. This one client that was really, really big, and we've created a very good partnership. Well, that client went away. The company shut down. So now I had neglected the other streams of income, some of the other mediocre, even larger customers that I didn't really service throughout the past couple of years prior to that, because I was focusing on this one client. That took a toll. It was really, really difficult, starting in beginning 2018 all the way till end of 2018. It was really, really hard because I have all these people that I hired as they were my friends. I wasn't going to let them go. We weren't taking paychecks. We were just living off of savings, and we had to put money into the company from our savings, and it was tough. It was tough. But, Mike, I have a motto in business. My goal is to make you more money so I can take more of your money.
Yep.
So with that motto, throughout the years, even prior to that, I've made a lot of people a lot of money.
Yep.
So when I knew I needed favor, and I'm not too prideful to ask for help. So
Sure.
I made some calls and I said, look, man, I know you don't need this. Look, man, I know you don't want this product, but I need the money. I'm not asking for a loan. I'm not asking for money. By the way, we never took a loan even then. So I called these customers and I asked, could you please help me out? Buy this, buy that. And let me give you this if you can give me that. It got us to survive. I mean, it got us to where we are, where we got back on our feet and we're able to climb back up. And, you know, looking back, it was a bad decision on my end, but, you know, nobody really taught you that. Nobody really, I mean, people say don't put all your eggs in one basket. But when you're faced in an opportunity and you got to focus and put all your resources, your employees, your time, your energy, your everything into it, and it's working great, you don't view it as I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. You're just dedicating everything to it. Yeah. But that was my mistake, and I'll never make that mistake again.
Right. I think when you're on the top of the mountain, it's hard to realize what it took to get there and how fast it can go away. And being humbled, right, Agie, that's a great like just takeaway for our listeners, that being humbled enough to say, listen, I'm going to have to go out there and grind and put my back against the wall and ask some people for some favors and wholesale some things out, whatever it takes to create the cash flow. The revenues may not be as profitable as other things, but, you know, you got to realize that there's, you know, the listeners need to realize that they're in business, that are aspiring entrepreneurs, that, you know, consistent cash flow and new business and keeping the pipe alive is so extremely important. Life Nation, we're all striving towards different goals. Maybe your goal is to finally quit the 8 to 5 grind, quit your job, or take the next step with your existing business. Whatever the goal may be, regardless of your reasons, if you are serious about taking the next step and finally trying to build the life that you deserve, the life that you want to live, take the leap of faith with me. Go to michaelolivas.com and let's discuss your goals and life. It's 100% free. There's no obligation. It's michaelolivas.com. Schedule a quick call. I'd love to help. Because you never know when someone those are things you can't control. You can't control if you're the control aspect in entrepreneurship is something important. I think that you probably obviously understand now that you can control things within your business, but not others, right? And so if something, you don't know if another company is going through a lawsuit and litigation, it might have to go BK or shut down. All of a sudden, you have 75% of your revenues coming from that. What you can't control is your outbound approach. What you can't control is your own KPIs and your own processes and sticking to those daily. And if you do that, you're going to be probably in pretty good shape. But it's a learning process, and falling on your face is part of the game.
Yeah,
it's part of the game, right? And so it's awesome that you were able to learn from that, because a lot of entrepreneurs that I hope or aspiring entrepreneurs that are listening just need to understand that there's part of the game. There's going to be some speed bumps. There's going to be some really scary speed bumps that look like mountains. And you've gone through that, and I get it. So thank you for the knowledge on that. Why do you think a lot of people out there that are business owners, in your opinion, Agie, end up just quitting?
I don't know if this applies to everybody, but in my experience, the people who gave up were the people who didn't really prepare their minds on what it really means to be one. And I think that is something that I wish I had known when I first started to become an entrepreneur, right? I wish I had known the importance of the power of the mind. Before, my mindset was always hustle, hustle, hustle.
Yeah.
It's like hitting the gas pedal in an airplane without filling up the gas. The wind might still keep you going for some time, but eventually you'll go down.
Yeah.
Having a positive mind helps you to stay focused, getting an anchor in your life, and stay motivated. Stay motivating to the people around you, and nourish the creative side of a business-minded person that you are, and more importantly, making decent business decisions. So going back to that, I don't think people really understand what that means. And granted, most people around us are employees. Most people around us just do their job in the morning into the mid-afternoon, and they go home and they relax. Let me give you an example. A restaurant might be popular and thriving, right? The customers are raving about it. Articles are written. TV coverage on this place is everywhere. But guess what? The main chef in the restaurant might start to think, this happened because of my amazing cooking skills. Let me open my own restaurant. Guess what? The next 6 to 12 months of opening his own restaurant, reality might put more fire into this guy. And then later, he'll feel the burn of what it means to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He went in thinking that, oh, I'm good at this one aspect of the business. And he thought that was good enough to be an entrepreneur. A real entrepreneur recognizes there's more than just one way, more than just delicious food to make a restaurant thrive. So I believe that not all chefs can be a good restaurant owner. At the same time, not all professionals would make a good entrepreneur.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Why do you think that your business has been able to be successful over the past several years and start growing again?
First of all, I have a fantastic team. I will say that I have a great partner. My business partner is also my life partner, which is my wife. So she's always keeps me balanced. And everybody in my company, interestingly enough, Mike, did not come from the sales world, did not come from the Amazon world, did not come from any of the world that we cross paths with.
Right.
So I'm the only one who had a sales background. I'm the only one who's crazy like this. But what I see in my team is that they trust in me. And we have a saying, actually, it's written in the office sometime, and it's quoted most of the times: trust the process even if it doesn't exist. Yep. Because we go in so many different directions, they all trust me in basically piloting this airplane. And that great team, the confidence that they had in me, especially my business partner, which is my wife, has been really helpful. At the same time, though, there is something, I don't want to say twisted, but it's a little bit unconventional that I believe. In order for you to be a good entrepreneur, and I've seen this in a lot of people, I study quite a bit of people, I read about them, and I watch how they grow, not just famous people, but people that I know personally. You have to prepare your mind, right? Admire the difficulties, adore the grind, cherish the pain, calm the fears, appreciate the struggle, embrace the tears, and then treasure the rejections that you'll get as a business owner or business operator. And then shelter your feelings, and then enjoy the journey. Only then will you and I be able to sustain the storm and value the rainbow on the other side.
I love that. Those are some great value bombs that you just dropped there in terms of the mindset, guys. If you're listening to this and understanding, we talk about mindset a lot on the show, and most entrepreneurs bring it up at least once, or it's in the hidden terms of, here's how I got out of it. I just had a shift, right? You have to shift when something like that happens. Sometimes your back gets put against the wall, and when it does, you perform. And being an entrepreneur, just like Agie here has taught him just how to have a callous shell around stress, around the day-to-day that comes around it, like it does. And it just, all you got to do is fight through it. It's so cliche sometimes to say that if you just don't quit, right, you're going to be successful. And it's the truth, because it's so easy to quit, and so many people that do, those that don't, find a way to get through it. Not just about finances. It has to do with your own mindset. You have to get through your own limiting beliefs and self-doubts that I can't do this, right? And you've been able to do that, August, which obviously is exciting. That's why I have people like you on the call I can learn from and understand that a lot of people could also learn from that. It takes the mindset, but what is mindset, right? Mindset really comes down to understanding who you are, getting better, understanding that you got to get better. In order for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you got to get better. The consistent learning process. And I love that. So how are you currently building, like you built the business? I think it's awesome that your life partner is also your business partner. I've heard that a couple of times already on these podcasts that I've been doing, and it's awesome to hear that. How have you been able to, I don't like the word balance, because if you're balanced, you're kind of, you're standing still, right? I'd rather you be balanced and leaning forward at least, right? So like Michael Jackson status from the so how do you been able to build a life that you want to live? I know that you work hard. We all work hard, play hard, that kind of jazz. But how do you actually, have you built the life that you personally want to live within your business and using the business as an engine?
I think people are afraid a lot of times to determine what they want to accomplish out of their professional life, right?
Yeah.
I'm using this term professional life because in my life, I got my professional life, I got my social life, and then I got my spiritual life. Those are completely separate topics. But as far as my professional life, just as an example, if I ask you, Mike, give me 3 things that you're looking for in your dream house. If money wasn't an issue, place wasn't an issue, and you can get it tomorrow, what would those 3 things?
A couch, a woman, a dog.
You don't care if you live in a 150 square foot home or in a big home. But some people might say, I want to live by the beach, I want to do this, I want to do that, or I want to live where my floor is transparent so I can see the fish pond underneath my house.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. Every single person can think of the perfect house, but somehow they can't define their ideal professional scenario. So for me, my ideal scenario is for my partner and I to be able to eat wherever, whenever we want. And our main hobby, which is to travel around the world whenever we want. And I'm going to say it again, whenever we want.
Yeah.
By just having a laptop and internet connection. That's my ideal scenario. It enables me to have my social life and, more importantly, my volunteer / my spiritual life. So it accommodates those things. And once you realize this is my perfect scenario, now you're going to reverse engineer it and try to make those things work.
Right.
But a lot of people are like, let me just get into the workforce. Let me just pay the bills. Let me do this. And then they'll accept anything, they'll hate it, or they'll accept something and there's too much pressure, they can't handle it, they say no, or they just get into any business or a business that they like. We're so surrounded by this idea of do what you love and make money out of it. That is true, and hopefully it works for you.
Sure.
It doesn't work in a lot of people that I know. The things that I like is find something that you're comfortable with. You may not be the best, you may not love it, and just enjoy the journey.
Yep.
If what you're doing is just making money and you get fulfillment out of that, good for you.
Yep.
I don't.
Right.
That's not me. But do I enjoy the grind, the hustle, the negotiation, the interaction with people, the ups and downs and all that? I do. I learned to enjoy it, but I did not start by saying, this is what I want to be.
Right.
I just enjoy the journey. I know where I gotta be, and also I know my limitations. I would make a terrible employee, so I know my limitations, and I know what my goal is. And you just reverse engineer it, take opportunities as they come, and execute it properly.
Absolutely. So let's get that out of that, listeners. You want to enjoy the journey, just not the outcome, right? Enjoy the journey, not the outcome.
That's funny.
And I just posted
something today. It's funny, Mike. I just posted something on my Instagram today.
Yeah.
I got up in the morning, probably at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was driving. The sun was rising, and I took a picture. It was beautiful. And I just said, you may dislike the destination, but enjoy the journey. I literally just did that today.
That's right. I love that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, just get get moving if you're not started yet. And if you are, make sure that, all the trials and tribulations are part of the process. And you got to try to do your best to enjoy it. And more importantly, learn from it and pivot where you have to and keep rocking, man. So out of all these successes and failures that you've had, Agie, what's the one piece of parting advice that you'd give to the Business and Life Nation that we're talking to today?
The one piece of advice, if you have to walk away from it, make sure that money is not the only reason why you do what you do. Because if it does, I'm a firm believer that though money will make your life easy, it is not going to give you a lasting fulfillment more than other things. If you have other things to be your goal and to be your destinations, then money will just accommodate you to enjoy those things better. So whatever you're doing, if you're selling TVs, if you're selling cell phones, or if you are a window cleaner, or you have a business that fixes and redo homes and roofs and whatever you're doing, just make sure you find that anchor in your life, the destination, your ideal scenario of where you want to be, what you want to do, and surround yourself with a great team. I can't stress the importance of having a great team. Even if your team, there's some points in my professional life, Mike, that my employees make more money than I did. Yep. But I knew without them, I can't travel around whenever I want. I can't do all the things that I'm doing, which is fine.
Yep.
But there are times when you're not making money and they're making a lot of money. It is what it is. As long as you have a great team, focus on that.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Agie. I appreciate the value bomb that you dropped out here to the Business and Life Nation. I appreciate it. And guys, if you have any more questions or want to take a look more about the website, can you go ahead and give our listeners the website?
Sure. I asked you earlier that I told you earlier that everyone can think of the perfect house, but they can't define their ideal professional scenario, right? And one last thing is I want you to use the same mind that formulate that picture in your head of that perfect house to formulate a scenario that you dream of while making money.
Yep.
If working remotely and traveling are in the equation, contact me and my team and let's discuss a business strategy together. Indo Trading is a wholesale company. That's true. It focuses on selling to people who sell online. But at the same time, I also speak at different seminars, events, group consultations, small masterminds to help other business owners from various industries on how to grow their business strategically and efficiently. I can't help everybody, but I can help some, and hopefully you're in that category. So you can find us at indotradingusa.com, INDO tradingusa.com, or you can email me directly. I would love to hear some feedback from you at AGIE, that's my name, Agie at indotradingusa.com. Again, that's AGIE, A as in amazing, G as in grateful, I as in innovative, and E as in entrepreneur, AGIE at indotradingusa.com.
Agie, you are the man. Thank you so much for the energy. I appreciate it.
Mike, my pleasure, man. Keep the fire up, my man.
You got it, brother.
Talk to you. Bye.
Life Nation, you got to remember that in order for things to change, you must change. And in order for things to get better, you must get better. You just got better by hanging out with me, Michael Libas, and the Business and Life Nation. So come back tomorrow because I'm here dropping sound bombs 7 days a week, baby. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so you can take action and execute. See you tomorrow.